Once upon a time, there was a ragtag gang of kids who decided to play a game. The game had good guys and bad guys, but you didn't know which was which. And the game was so much fun. These kids really got into their characters, and they were better than professional actors. There was storm and drang, high dramatics, a lot of romantic hand-to-the-brow stuff. In fact, they got so into their roles that they really started to believe themselves to be the characters they were playing. Everybody knew their backstory. This was the kind of homework they loved. They could write a book about everything they knew about all the folks on their side throughout history. And they were sure they were right. They were so sure it fueled the melodrama they were playing in. The good guys righteously killed the bad guys, and the bad guys played their menacing roles as if they were bad to the bone. They loved it. And every event in the game was so important. If the good guys didn't win, why, it would just mean the absolute end of civilization. And if the bad guys weren't annihilated, well, where was the justice in the world? It just couldn't be that way, you see. There was a lot of emotional charge and subsequent violence. So many of them pretend died in the all-out civil war that there were just bodies strewn all over the backyard. They got genuinely mad at each other when the facts got jumbled, and it wasn't clear if it was Donnie who had killed little Joey or was it the other way around. And so there'd be a scuffle. And even the girls might kick up some dirt. But it was all part of the play, and it added to the drama, so that was all right. And so this play acting went on like this all day long, deep into the sunset, when the mothers could be heard from all four corners of the neighborhood calling in for supper. So the tired kids picked up their knives and their guns, swords, arrows, and other instruments of torture and death, and grumbled their way home. The day had been so full of bloodshed and mayhem, they were utterly exhausted when their sweet little heads hit the pillow. But here's the real kicker. Just as little Joey was about to drop off to sleep, Donnie leaned over and whispered, "You play the cowboy tomorrow, okay?" "Sure, swell," mumbled little Joey, already half asleep. And so it was that by tomorrow, each of them would equally and just as passionately argue for the other side of the disagreement, fight for the opposing team, and kill their former allies. Because it was all just a hilarious game anyway. And it was all in good fun. It didn't really matter which side you were looking at. They were both fun roles to play in the game. And so it was. And that is the story of the game of the good guys versus the bad guys.